first time in the history of the Dakar, a Saudi Arabian will be competing on a bike. A real privilege for Michal Al Ghunaim on his KTM.
I am in Dakar, but I'm not a competitor. I'm here to challenge my own self and chase my dream.
Number 69 now.
I got into motorbikes when I was 7 years old, and I never stopped riding. It was a pastime. It was something to do in the backyard when you were in Saudi. We didn't have a lot of artificial entertainment. We didn't have the cinemas, etc. So we enjoyed the desert. I was too young to drive a car, so riding off-road was my first taste into the motorsport. When the news started to leak that Dakar might be hosted in Saudi, I was like, no, this is my chance. I'm not going to wait that long. I'm going to get whatever needs to be done to make it happen. I had the privilege and I had the opportunity to be the first Saudi in Dakar on a motorbike in Saudi. I want to be the first Saudi to finish Dakar.
Sheikh Khalid Al-Qasimi started the day in a promising third overall in his private Peugeot, but this was the result of a massive roll. The Emirati and co-driver Xavier Panzeri pretty shaken up, but they were given the OK by the medical team. The stage also proving terminal for Vladimir Vasiliev, and the Russian could only watch as his Mini burnt to the ground. After soldiering through 2 frustrating days of punctures and navigation, reigning champion Nasser Al-Attiyah was back on form in his Toyota. The Qatari locked in a brilliant fight with his old rival Carlos Sainz, swapping the stage lead several times. Well, in the end, Al-Attiyah had to settle for second best, overtaking his teammate De Villiers on the way. El Matador won the Dakar in 2010 for Volkswagen and in 2018 for Peugeot, and now he's really getting to grips with this mini buggy. Carlos Sainz and his long-term co-driver Lucas Cruz stamping their authority on Dakar 2020 with the stage win, the Spanish legend almost in cruise control. In the trucks, Anton Shibalov is proving a great Kamaz wingman to his older teammate Andrei Karganov. Sierhai Vyazovic just about managed to hold on to the rally lead, but the Maz are feeling the pressure from their Russian rivals. Karganov was the logical winner of a stage that he led from start to finish, and in fact he was the only truck to complete the longest special of the rally so far in under 4 hours. Karganov regaining almost 5 minutes on the Belarusian Vyazovic in the general standings. On to stage 4, Neom to Alula, with some more impressive scenery on the menu, tracks and stones to tackle, as well as some tricky navigation in the final part of the special. An early start as ever for the bikers. They have had to protect themselves against the cold over the past few days in this northern part of Saudi Arabia, temperatures dropping as low as freezing point. Ricky Brabec was the first man out after his win yesterday, and the overall leader had a very solid day, only dropping 2 minutes and 48 seconds to the day's winner. It was another dominant performance from the Hondas, Kevin Benavides finishing in second and remaining second overall. The Argentine has been remarkably consistent so far, finishing in the top 4 in all 4 stages. Well, Honda's CRF 450 rally is really running beautifully this year. A memorable stage for their young Chilean Nacho Cornejo, who took his very first stage victory at the Dakar. A year after finishing as runner-up with Mini, 2-time Dakar winner Nani Roma has given himself a lot to contend with aside from the brand new route. The Spaniard has switched to a privateer team in a new Borgward BX7 Evo. Predictably, it's a steep learning curve and he is outside the top 10. Fernando Alonso making himself a bit of a moving chicane here, clearly going the wrong way and almost spoiling the party for Yazid Al-Rajhi. The Formula 1 and Le Mans champion also found himself getting muscled out of the way by Orlando Terranova. A real Dakar education this for Alonso. The top three is a brilliant story and exactly the tasty battle of legends that we were hoping for. Carlos Sainz started stage 4 as rally leader, and despite a hiccup mid-stage, El Matador kept up the pace, third quickest on the day. We have ringside seats for a heavyweight battle, and it's being played out in the most incredible canyons and wadis. Nasser Al-Attiyah dancing his Toyota over the rocky terrain, second overall. The Qatari penalised the previous day for failing to move out of the way of a charging Sainz, so he had a deficit to make up and he knew it. He took nearly 5 minutes out of the Spaniard, but no match for the stage winner. Stefan Petter-Hansel and new co-driver Paulo Fuser blitzed the second part of the special as Mr. Dakar got his first stage win of 2020. We got lost once and we punctured once. We haven't enjoyed a perfect stage outing yet, but at least it's nice to win a special.
Actually nice to see the scenery and stop for a bit. We're going that way.
On to stage 5 between Al Ula and Hail, a stage of two halves, fast sandy tracks to begin with before heading off-piste in the second part of the special. For the third time on this Dakar, the roadbook's given to the bikers just 25 minutes before the start. Temperatures a brisk 4 degrees Celsius as the elite riders prepared to tackle the day's 353 kilometres. After Adrian van Beveren on stage 3, another big favourite crashed out on stage 5. Sam Sunderland was 19 minutes off the pace at the start of the day, but the 2017 end at kilometre 182. His fellow riders stopping to help out in an admirable show of Dakar spirit. But Sunderland forced to quit the Dakar for the 5th time in 7 participations. A group of 5 riders leading the way up at the front, including the overall leader Ricky Brabec, the American part of a Honda trio with Nacho Cornejo and the birthday boy Kevin Benavides, 31 today. Ross Branch was also in there learning from the best, as was the stage winner Toby Price. The defending champion looking like KTM's best chance of keeping up their 18-year winning streak in the bikes. In the cars, another difficult day for 13-time winner Stefan Petter-Hansel. He punctured early in the stage and stopped to change the tyre, then drove on another slow puncture before stopping to fix the spare. He chased Sainz to the finish, but by his own admission struggled to keep up. And it really was a race to the finish line. Incredible scenes, a battle over the dunes. What could the reigning champ Nasser Al-Attiyah do? Throwing it sideways down the dunes. But as you can see, Al-Attiyah's Toyota Hilux 4x4 couldn't keep up with Sainz's mini buggy. And in spite of a good attack, he was still 3 minutes slower in the end. Second quickest and remains second overall. Incredible pictures. Sainz starting 6 minutes behind Petter-Hansel and 3 behind Al-Attiyah. But after 400k he was racing side by side with his rivals. 18 Dakar wins between them, fighting it out over the Arabian dunes. Sainz took the lead halfway through and kept it to the flying finish. The Spanish legend becomes the first driver to score 2 stage wins on Dakar 2020. We decided to attack after the neutral zone. We lost some time, but then we managed to catch up with Nasser, and the 3 cars were there battling it out together, going flat out. On to stage 6, the longest so far at 477 kilometres as we head into Dakar 2020's first proper dunes. The elite riders setting off in the early hours shortly after getting their road books. Kevin Benavides began the day third overall, but disaster struck for the Honda man. A broken engine costing him over 3 hours and robbing him of any chance of overall victory. Having opened the piece, Toby Price was on course to limit his losses until blowing a tyre late in the stage. He did get a replacement from Andrew Short, but still surrendered 16.5 minutes. The two-time winner dropping down to third in the standings. But absolutely no questions about the man of this first week. Another flawless outing from Ricky Brabec as he joined Price on 2 stage wins at Dakar 2020, extending his overall lead.
The first week was really awesome. You know, the terrain was sweet. You know, it was a tough navigation, but the road book is incredibly good.
Brabec has a handy cushion of nearly 21 minutes at the halfway stage, with Quintanilla just ahead of Price and Cornejo, but anything can still happen between now and Qiddiya. In the quads, Ignacio Casale leads by 38 minutes. He's on course for his third Dakar crown. Bernhard ten Brinker 7th on stage 6 in the cars, bouncing his Hilux over the dunes and off the camel grass. He's competed on the Dakar 6 times with a best result of 7th in 2015. Petter Hansel cruising over the undulating sand, a 2nd stage win for Mr. Dakar, and the Mini Buggy is looking like the best car to tackle these new sandy Saudi stages. Heading into the rest day after 23.5 competitive hours, can Carlos Sainz rest easy, knowing he's one step closer to a third Dakar win? Sergei Karyakin looking to add the SSV crown to his quads triumph in 2017, but the Russian lost over half an hour on stage 6, he's third overall. Casey Curry is coming along nicely though, the American a shade under 10 minutes off the overall leader Chaleco Lopez. The Chilean already has 2 stage victories and he's bidding to win the category for the 2nd successive year. In the trucks, Sierhai Vyazovic lies third for Maz, but Kamaz are going to be hard to stop. The Russian juggernauts have 2 drivers atop the standings as they bid to make it 10 wins in 12 editions. 2014 winner Andrei Karganov is 19 minutes ahead of his teammate Anton Shibalov, with Vyazovic 36.5 minutes off the pace. And so to a well-earned rest day in Riyadh. Join us again next week as Dakar 2020 continues.